I have a question to all of my viewers from the United States of America. Are you guys having fun? Are you guys good? Because it seems like there's a lot of very fun things going on recently in America. Donald Trump is about to go into office. The city of Los Angeles is on the edge of extinction. Elon Musk is about to have a place in the American government. And also the US government is currently about to ban TikTok, which doesn't exactly seem very brave or free to me. From the outside, looking at all this stuff, it honestly kind of feels almost as if the United States is becoming more and more like Russia. So, hey there everybody, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian, and in today's video, I would like to discuss what is currently happening in America, the TikTok ban, give you guys my opinion, and also as a Russian, I almost kind of want to warn Americans because to me a lot of the times when looking at America, it feels like Russia's past is America's future. Or maybe should I say, it feels to me like America's future might look a lot like what Russia looks like right now. And it's not very good. Now, huge disclaimer, if you guys follow my channel, you know that I mostly talk about Russia on this channel. I talk about Russian propaganda and what is currently going on in Russia because I care about it, that's my country of origin. I'm a citizen of Russia and my whole life revolves around it, more or less. And a lot of people, especially those who get offended by my videos, like to comment and say that, oh, look at this guy who's constantly talking about Russia bad. But what about the West, huh? Oh, so you're saying that there's nothing bad that ever happens in the West and that the West is perfect and has zero issues whatsoever. No, that is not the case, and I feel like if you actually watch my channel, if you actually listen to my takes, I think it's pretty clear that I don't have a black and white view of the world, where Russia is terrible, has all these issues with free speech and racism and so on, and yet, America and Europe and so on, all these other countries have zero issues, no free speech issues, no racism issues, no nothing. No, that is not what I'm saying, it's just that I choose to focus on Russia because it's what I care about, but I do look at what is going on in the West critically. And honestly, I do feel like right now America is kind of losing its way, and not particularly even because Trump is gonna be president or whatever, that's like regular. What's more insane to me personally about where America is going right now is essentially that, look, in 10-15 years or so, America is essentially going to be like Boris Yeltsin's Russia. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the news recently a lot or not, but Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, a billionaire, current owner of Twitter, or X as he calls it, he's essentially about to become a governmental official in the United States of America. Together with Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk is going to be opening up a Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. Deeply unserious country, you guys. And overall, the way Musk is constantly trying to be seen with Trump and is kind of tagging along with him brings up some questions about, the intertwining of politics and business in America. Or for example, we've been getting news like this right here. Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg may sit together at Trump inauguration. Because of course the richest people in America are interested in supporting the status quo. And look, even though Elon has already been kind of Team MAGA for a while, Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, people who were thought of as liberal or whatever, are now also sucking up to Donald Trump, kind of changing their brand, you know what I mean? Like Zuckerberg has this new style now, he looks like a tech bro. He's going on the Joe Rogan podcast and everything, trying to find a new audience for himself, and he also just changed a bunch of rules of Facebook to be less left-wing, less liberal or whatever, right? So none of these people were ever left-wing, by the way, or anything like that. These are capitalist billionaires who own massive social media corporations that are destroying our lives, okay? Dear Americans, these are now your three new presidents, okay? Your president is not gonna be Donald Trump, it's gonna be Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. America is essentially heading all the way towards becoming a kind of a tech oligarchy. It is going to be a country in which the president is going to be constantly surrounded by billionaire yes men that are trying to further their own interests and make more money by essentially using their power and their control of the media and social media in order to promote the politician that is going to be their puppet. Doesn't even matter if this is going to be Trump or whatever. If nothing changes, this is where America is going to be in like 15 years, okay? And all I pretty much have to say here is, welcome back Boris Yeltsin. Okay? And we also have a huge welcome back to the system of semi-bankirshina. That was what they described the rule of Boris Yeltsin in Russia as, where he was essentially a president that was more like a puppet that was really controlled by a group of 7 bankers who were also huge billionaires who owned tons of natural resources in Russia and also huge media conglomerates, so they pretty much controlled the press and the resources. And these 7 rich bankers were pretty much the people that were running the country actually instead of Boris Yeltsin. And I'm telling you guys, you might think I'm insane or schizo, but you're gonna have this in 15 years in America. You're gonna have the same shit, except that the people around whoever is gonna be president at the time, or pretending to be president at the time, right? It's gonna be Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, you name them, all the usual suspects, okay? These are gonna be the people that are gonna be deciding how you live your life. Are you guys excited yet? I am. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And look, okay, you guys might say, that's schizo, that's insane. Whatever, you might not agree with me. However, I think a lot of us can kind of agree right now that at this point, some of the things that the US government does are pretty much similar to what the Russian government would do. For example, I am of course talking about the ban of TikTok. America is about to ban TikTok in like 3 days. And by the time that I upload this video, it's probably already gonna get banned or something. And the whole reason why essentially the US government and the Supreme Court are ruling out to ban TikTok in America is because it's a Chinese app. And America supposedly has concerns regarding, Americans' personal data going into China, right? And China using TikTok to spy on people and to also spread propaganda and, messaging that destroys the American status quo, whatever. So, long story short, the same exact shit that Russia does. Look, for the past few days, I've seen Americans, American Zoomers freaking out saying, they're banning TikTok, they're destroying our lives. And, as a Russian, the only thing I have really to say here is, first time? You know what I mean? Because in Russia recently, especially after the start of the war with Ukraine, they started banning everything. Russia has already banned Instagram, Facebook, it's banned Twitter as well, and also right now, recently, it's pretty much banned YouTube. And I have a couple of videos about this going into more detail, but essentially, the main reasons that Russia announces whenever they ban a new social media platform from the West is essentially saying, these are terrible Western spies that are trying to once again destroy a country, destroy our people, they're spreading propaganda, all sorts of bad information can be found on these websites or whatever, so they're also stealing our personal data, so we gotta ban all this terrible stuff and essentially, try to move towards our own kind of, our own copies of these social media, where we are gonna be the ones that are gonna be able to steal people's personal data, right? We in Russia do not want the West to spy on us and steal our personal data, so we're gonna spy and steal our own people's personal data ourselves, okay? And look guys, it's pretty much the same thing that the US is doing here, right? They have a platform from another country, from China, that is very popular with the American people, and yet the US government is pretty pissed off that this app is so popular in America, and yet they can't really control it, and also, all the data is going to the Chinese to spy on the people. As if the average American gives a fuck who spies on them, honestly, right? Oh no, now China is no longer gonna be spying on me, it's gonna be the NSA. Wow, what a relief, crazy, I know. Thank God for the Supreme Court, for protecting my rights and privacy, right? This is all just horse shit. We all know that our countries spy on us anyway, so please don't give us this security excuse. The real reason why TikTok is being banned in the US is pretty much the same as why Russia bans Western social media in Russia. And yes, of course, America has more free speech than Russia, you can say a lot more stuff, it's not even comparable, right? But the point is that bit by bit, it looks like it's getting less and less free, which is exactly what's been happening in Russia bit by bit, and I've been seeing it with my own eyes, so that is why I don't exactly have good feelings about what is happening in America, and that's why I'm trying to tell it to you guys. As somebody who's seen his own country crumble in terms of free speech and freedom of expression. And actually also something that happened that was pretty funny right after these news came out that TikTok is gonna get banned, is that a Chinese app known as Xiaohongshu, or the Red Note, or in Mandarin, the Little Red Book, has actually gone viral in America and went on, top 1 of downloads in App Store in America, because a lot of Americans right now are freaking out about TikTok being possibly banned, and they're already looking for an alternative. So Xiaohongshu is one of them, and it's really funny because right now essentially Americans are flooding this Chinese app that is just full of Chinese people, and what's crazy is that all these Chinese people and American people that would never otherwise have a chance to kind of talk to each other, they're having conversations, they're talking to each other, they're just proving propaganda narratives both about America and China and about China and America. It's actually kind of wholesome and kind of cool, and, shows that people are people once again. So yeah, very interesting. We're seeing, the collision of the Chinese and the American sides of the internet right now. And as somebody who actually studied Chinese and who forgot it completely, I kind of want to get back to it now, seeing all of this, because I guess China is just winning this century, so that's clear to everybody now, right? So it's over, we have to learn Mandarin. But yeah, I think it's funny, and as a Russian, all I'm thinking is just, once again, I find it absolutely hilarious that Americans heard the news that America is trying to ban an app that is stealing Americans' data and sends it to China or whatever. And as a response to that, American TikTok users essentially went and downloaded an actual ultra Chinese app that is fully in Chinese, which definitely sends your information to China, right? Because once again, I genuinely don't think that the average American gives a shit whether they're being spied on by America or China. It's no difference to them whatsoever. Because the average American doesn't trust neither, right? But as a Russian, I did think, it would be kind of funny if instead of going on Chinese apps in order to, find a new replacement for TikTok, instead Americans went on Russian social media. Because Russia right now, they have a lot of shitty social media that they're pumping out, kind of like trying to make their own replacements also for Instagram, for YouTube, for a lot of these social media. And Russia already has their own social media that have existed for decades, like VK, for example. So, why aren't Americans flogging to VK, right? But, no, I actually do not want you guys to use VK, as a matter of fact, but, all I'm saying is that I think it would be immensely funny if a lot of Americans suddenly went on a Russian social media website and all these Americans and Russians started talking to each other and making memes or whatever. It would be kind of funny, although, I guess Americans already have a means to talk to Russians whenever they want to. It's called CSGO. Or Counter-Strike 2 now, I don't care, I'm old. So yes guys, my point in this video is essentially that I want the best for the American people, honestly, as a Russian. And overall, as a human being, I want the best for the world. I want the best for the human race. And unfortunately, looking at a lot of stuff that is going on in the world, it seems like places like Western Europe and America, and any country in the world really, these places are not protected from the same evil that Russia has been taking over, right? And you guys need to fight for your rights. That's all I'm saying, or at least talk about it when you still have the ability to, because it will get worse. I'm sorry, but it will get worse. I really do not think it's gonna get any better as far as free speech goes or whatever, so for anybody, for any of us, around the entirety of the world. So, I just wanted to make this video because I thought it was kind of interesting, and also because I want people to know that I do realize that there's issues all over the world, not just Russia. And yeah guys, what can I say? I guess I'll see you guys around on whatever Chinese social media of preference we choose to use in in 20 years, because China will take over the world. But yeah guys, that's it for today's video. We're all cooked. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you guys did enjoy this video, then please make sure to slap that motherfucking like on it. And also, if you guys would like to support me additionally, and that is financially, then go over to the link down in the description and become a YouTube channel member. It is basically like YouTube's own version of Patreon. It's the best way to support me. It's a monthly donation, or you could also do a super thanks underneath this video for a one-time donation. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.